Rappaport reported he has found no evidence of a possible reunion, as we've heard talked about, between Brady and his childhood team, the 49ers. But luckily for those of you who like to speculate, we like to speculate too, by the way, Brady did speak with UFC President Dana White, who is actively trying to recruit Brady to the Los Angeles Raiders.
Let me make my last pitch. Las Vegas would love to have you here at the Raiders. The stadium, the facility is incredible. The training facility that they have outside of Vegas is unbelievable. It's a 45-minute flight from LA. Your kids and your family can live there. You can fly back and forth. We want you to come to the Raiders. You know I've been pitching you now for a month. I love you too. Come on, brother, get to Vegas.
Thanks, man. I know it's been a lot of patience for me. And obviously being where I've been for 20 years, it's been an amazing experience. And I don't know what the future holds right now. I'm just trying to be patient through this process, my first time going through it. And in the meantime, I'm going to spend a lot of time with my family over the next 10, 12 days. And we got a little vacation plan, which I'm looking forward to.
There is a lot there. You guys might remember seeing Tom Brady sitting ringside at a UFC fight in Las Vegas next to Raiders owner Mark Davis. Things like that certainly add some fuel to the fire, guys. So how big a story would it be if Tom Brady went to the Raiders?
What's up, Kyle? What you got?
Well, it just makes me think of when Kim was a Yankees clubhouse reporter for Yes between 2005 and 2011. You know,
it might be a long morning, folks.
Oh, it's going to be a great
long morning.
Kim, you remember when the Yankees brought in CC Sabathia?
I do remember
They brought
that,
in
Kyle.
Mark
Thank
Teixeira.
You. Yes.
That's
you got to mention Jeter at some point.
Jeter, hello, come on, Jeter every single day. None of that compares to any of Brady going to the Raiders. If it were to happen, it's already going to be so surreal and in a way so odd for all of us to be watching the NFL in Las Vegas in this amazing black stadium, and the Raiders are in Vegas. And then their quarterback is Tom Brady? It's going to be like sort of a fever dream inside of an acid trip, but really cool. I love the optics of it. And make no mistake, Dana White is a guy who gets things done. That is his reputation. Back when boxing could never make any fights and the guy wouldn't fight this guy, he would be like Liddell and whoever you're going to get in the ring together. Couture, Diaz, McGregor, you're going to get in the ring together. And it would. So the fact that he's on the phone sitting here power brokering, and I sneaky like the idea that Brady's family lives in Los Angeles and it's a 45-minute flight. If we've seen Rivers commute from San Diego to LA, certainly could do Vegas. It got me thinking.
Yeah, and it got me thinking too. Listen, Brady with the Raiders, you have to think about some of the most famous residencies that we've seen.
Go on,
Vegas.
Nate. This is perfect.
Okay, so J-Lo, I remember she was in Vegas for quite some time, and people love J-Lo. She can do it all. But J-Lo is young, she's fly, she's sexy, she attracts all that. Brady's not that. He's more like Celine Dion.
Talk about it.
Celine Dion's been there forever, right?
Don't forget Barry Manilow.
Barry Manilow, right?
My guy.
That's your guy. Listen, those are all the individuals that they take their residency to Vegas and they bring in the crowds. But then there's also older acts that don't quite work out. Mariah Carey just announced that she's ending her residency because it was hard to sell tickets.
I was going to say, how many
selling
people?
out shows.
It's a wrap.
So the question is, if he does make this happen, right, are people really that excited to see Tom Brady at the last moments of his career taking on a new team in a new stadium with young talent around him? That's the question from a ticket standpoint, selling merchandise standpoint. When it comes to pure X's and O's, is this the right system? Gruden runs a traditional West Coast offense. Now, is Gruden old enough to where he's going to say, I'm an old school traditional offensive coordinator / head coach, you're going to run it my way? Or will he adjust to Brady coming in and say, however you want to run this, we're going to do it your way? That's the ultimate question.
My biggest takeaway from all of this, especially at this point, Tom Brady, after all of these championships, after all of this success, wants to know he's wanted. I find that fascinating. And when younger players do it, when younger players crave a little attention and want to know they're loved, perhaps we should be the slightest bit more forgiving because the biggest star in the game is essentially showing us that.
It's true. It's true. That's a great point.
And, you know, people often say, as far as wanting to be wanted, that, well, Brady could open the stadium. You know, he's this incredible, famous face. They already have an incredible, famous face. That's John Gruden. That is the guy. He's making the huge check. He's got the marketable thing. They already have him. So the idea of Tom Brady going there, what concerns me a little bit, talking about what you're saying, when you're maybe past your... I just wonder if Tom Brady's going to have that moment where he's with the Raiders, and they're 6 weeks into the season, and they're 2-3, and he pulls into the player parking lot, and he said, what have I done?
Yeah.
You know, and is there a more Las Vegas thing to say than what have I done? And meanwhile, you know, the Patriots and Teddy Bridgewater are 6-0 and they're just killing it. I just wonder if there might be a little bit of regret, as there often is with the city of
Well,
Las
and that's the
Vegas.
biggest risk he's taking, right, if he chooses to leave.
But let me ask you this, Kyle. You make a good point. You said the face of the Raiders is John Gruden.
Yeah.
You can pretty much go through every team in the NFL and point to a guy on the roster. Who is that guy right now for the Raiders? That is the face of the franchise.
My answer is the face of the franchise is John Gruden. That's who they market.
That's your
He's
answer.
the one who's going to be 50 stories high. The question is the face of Derek Carr a juicy enough face, a good enough face? Because if you look at Derek Carr's football last year, it's actually pretty good.
He was.
And I have a feeling that he's going to be on one of the hotels, too.
Mark Davis is pretty recognized.
You're right.
Too,
It's true.
by the way.
Absolutely.
That haircut,
Absolutely.
too.
That helps. It doesn't hurt. That doesn't hurt. One of Tom Brady's longtime teammates and favorite targets, Julian Edelman, is campaigning. I love this. Make some money, Julian. Is campaigning for Brady to return next season, posting photos of this T-shirt and the caption, "New England is a Tomocracy."
Good.
Hashtag stay Tom. Tom Brady responded, of course, tagging his own company and asking, how much do we make on our Julian Edelman merchandise? I assume this evens it all out. So, between this back and forth and the he's coming back comments at the Syracuse basketball game, why they were in Syracuse, I still don't know.
We're not sure either.
It looks like Brady and Edelman are having fun playing with our emotions this offseason and the emotions of Patriots fans.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. What do you guys make of Julian Edelman's role in all of this?
Nate, you know Julian a little bit.
Yeah, listen, I've known Julian over the last couple of years. He's turned into quite the businessman. And as you can see, he's not the same Julian with the beard year-round. He shaves it off. He starts the campaign for himself and now for Tom Brady in the offseason. You know, since the Patriots have had so much success, they have always been public enemy. And I guess you could say that Julian is Tom Brady's Flavor Flav.
Talk about it.
And it might be a little bit different flavor, you know, vanilla
Very
versus
different.
chocolate.
That's right, Nate.
But I just feel like he's the hype man right now, and I can appreciate that. And you know what? I feel like they're all doing this just to create some attention. Like I said a few months ago, Tom Brady will be back in a Patriots uniform. In the meantime, Julian's going to make a little cash.
And he's going to have some fun with it, too. It's funny because Brady is so serious and so presidential that you need, like, the wisecracker to the side. It's Julian Edelman kind of feels like Donkey to Shrek, you know what I mean? Or like George Costanza to Jerry. In the Shakespearean way, he's kind of like Puck from A Midsummer Night's Dream, like a jester or a sprite. He's making T-shirts. He's mugging for the camera. It's what we need to get us through this because it's very serious and everybody's giving their opinion. We need Julian to take some of the piss out of it, as they say, pardon the expression.
And he's one guy that can get away with it, right?
All day.
Because even though Tom once in a while gives him the old eye roll, he's clearly enjoying this part of it.
And I tend to think that so much